Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. When I first reviewed the new Spiderwoman, perhaps I was a little bit harsh. Let's see. As we so often do, we'll be starting out in Realm of Legends before moving into Labyrinth, story, and some Battleground stuff as well. Spiderwoman focuses on two primary mechanics, her Furies and her Power Stings. You lose a charge whenever you hit the opponent, and once you've lost 5 of them, they're the grey ones in the top left that sometimes go yellow. Once you've lost 5 of them, you gain a Fury. On your special 2, you'll gain 5 Furies, and you'll also refresh all of your buffs. You can also refresh your buffs by properly dexing your opponent's special attacks. This isn't just sort of getting out of the way, you actually have to trigger dex properly. On the special 1, you can consume your Furies to trigger Power Stings. These Power Stings deal more damage depending on how much power the opponent has, so a special 2 will deal more damage via Power Sting the special 1, but you can see just one special 2, one special 1, and 47 seconds later, that Captain Marvel went down without issue. Now if we take that to the extreme, this is Labyrinth Starlord, we stack up, well we meant to go for 20, but instead we're going to have to throw another special 1, so we've now got 22 Power Stings, and he's going to throw the special 3, which is not something I generally advise doing. However, it's going to deal 288,000 damage just in Power Stings, and there wasn't even a second tick, which you often get, or which you should get from the Ant-Man relic, so I'm not quite sure what was going on there. However, we didn't have too many Furies, because a lot of them get consumed. As part of her signature ability, whenever you consume a Fury, you have a chance to gain it back as a passive instead. And at Sig 200, this is 100%. Now, at just Sig 20, which is this Spiderwoman, Sig 20, no recoils, no synergies, no boost, no support at all, just rank 3, Sig 20 Spiderwoman. She's only got about a 35% chance to get them back instead. So we're going to be trying to drop a lot of our charges so we can get lots of Furies, go for a special 2 to refresh them. Again, we can also refresh them by dexing, and luckily Starlord provides us a very easy way of doing that. But now we can see, I'm not going to advise that you always go for the special, like tanking an opponent's special 3, that's not particularly bright. So what does the damage look like instead if you go for 20 Power Stings and lots of Furies? So that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to bait Star-Lord's special 2, and we're going to have 20 Power Stings instead. So it's 288,000 damage. We only had about 4 or 5 Furies, but we did have the Retribution passive that comes from a special 2. But there, the damage was also ridiculous and very similar. So we are now in 9.1.2. This is a Tigra. She likes to heal if we dash back too much. There's quite an amusing node here, which is whenever we gain a buff, if we're Science, we also go Unstoppable. And Spiderwoman is phenomenal at gaining buffs because she's doing it all the time. So we are going to spend a lot of this fight Unstoppable. Apologies if I randomly dash back a few times during this video. I'm not sure if it was my controls or my brain just thought I was playing White Tiger instead. So we've got 10 Furies, 11, up to 16 with the special 2. So we're going to hold block or throw the striker. Come on. Come on, past tense me. So we've got... What am I doing? I don't know why I'm baiting that special 2. That wasn't the right thing to do. I should have gone for a special 1, then baited the special 2, but never mind. So, again, more intercept. Oh, I know what I was doing. So we've built up to the maximum of 20 Furies here. So 20 Furies, we're now down to 15 because of the thing. But that was a huge amount of damage just coming from those Power Stings. And Power Stings are a really good way of doing damage, because there are very, very few champions that can deal with them properly. We've now got 14 Furies, 8 Power Stings, and then we bait a special 2. I mean, she's just going to fall over at this point. Come on, fall over. There we go. Power Stings, as I was saying, are a very, very good way to do damage, because they're not generally resisted by anything. Obviously, they'll be resisted by general protection mechanics in the same way that, everything is. But if the opponent has high physical resistance or energy resistance, it doesn't matter. Now, against this Spider-Man, yes, he can evade, but after a few seconds in the fight, we also inflict a fumble debuff. And that means he can't evade our special attacks, which is very, very helpful. Does it reduce his... No, we've also got the Ensnare passive as well, which means he can't dex at all. So that's very convenient. So we don't have to worry about evade on this guy whatsoever. Now, in this node, he's also removing our debuffs, which isn't great, but that was a 240,000 detonation. But one thing to note is once you get Spider-Woman's Furies going, she hits really hard. You can quite easily get sort of 30k basics if you do a special punish with the Retribution passive, and even without that, it's still going to be hitting very, very hard. However, the other debuff that Spiderwoman inflicts a lot of is Debilitate. Now, not only does this increase your debuff duration, which also applies to your parry stuns, so you can actually go for like 7 combos, which is great, they also kind of shut down Enchantress. So, whenever Enchantress tries to do some of her rubbish, she gains spells, and those spells do bad things. But for every Debilitate on Enchantress, that counts as a sort of anti-spell. So we can happily bait specials from Enchantress even when she's got spells on her, because then we don't have to worry so much. Because we don't have to worry about her having spells, basically. Up to 5, I think, is the maximum. This is a rank 4 Battleground-sized Enchantress with our little rank 3 Spiderwoman, but you can see here that we go for 1 special 2, 1 special 1, and she just falls over. So it was punching up a rank 48 seconds. Now, Spiderwoman is great for a lot. She's not just an Enchantress counter. This is against as a rank 4 Rintra, so this is a big Rintra. But Spiderwoman is completely immune to Neutralize, which means Rintra is never going to gain a single one of his charges. It is impossible for Rintra in this fight to gain a charge. Which means we don't have to worry about him healing, we don't have to worry about him going unstoppable, we can knock him down freely, and generally just have a good time. Now, Rintra has a large health pool, lots of crit resistance, but again, this is when Power Stings come into their own, because I don't care how much crit resistance you have. Power Stings really don't care about crit resistance. So we've got the Retribution passive, we go for our special 1, we've got 10 Furies, that was about 200k damage on the burst, which is very, very nice. We get the evade there, which was nice, but we don't evade that. Spiderwoman has an evade chance, I think it's 2% for every debuff on the opponent, up to 24. She's got loads of debuffs, all of those debuffs as well play with the Inequity Mastery, so the opponents don't hit her very hard. And just all in all, she's a surprisingly solid counter to a lot of really nasty champions. So, there we have it. A quick look at rank 3 Spiderwoman. Honestly, I'm slightly surprised. She's one of those champions that really feels every rank you give to her. If you've just pulled her as a 7-star, you've got her at rank 1, she might not be doing, sort of what you want her to do, but she really feels every rank you can give to her. The more you can rank her up, the more you'll get out of her. And I'm genuinely tempted to take mine to rank 3 and possibly rank 4 on my live account. I do have Counterfire at rank 4, so do I need another science? Maybe, maybe not. We will see. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments down below, and consider joining the Discord server linked in the description. A great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and, while I'm awake, I do my best to be there, as much as possible. Thank you, and I will see you next time.